What's up, neighbors? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new to my channel. Now, I'm not in my normal setup like I would normally be in the house, in my shooting room or somewhere, and like all dolled up and, you know, shooting for a great video. But tonight, I just want to be real about some stuff and very authentic about some things. Yes, I am in my car. Don't worry, I'm not vlogging, or I'm not like doing a video and driving or texting and driving. I made sure that I pulled over, parked. Of course, my door is locked because people are bizarre and I don't want to get like kidnapped. But I just wanted to get this off my chest because like this morning when I woke up, I was in a good mood. And I can say for the most part, I've been like in a really, really great mood lately. Like things have been like looking up for me. My perspective on things has like changed, and I've been like really working a lot on keeping a positive mindset, because obviously if I have like negative thoughts and negative mindset, it just affects my mood. And so things have been good. And this morning I was in a really good place and I went to work, of course, like as a therapist. Just in case those of you who are new to my channel watching this video, I am a therapist, like a legit, like you can call me a clinician, mental health therapist, marriage and family therapist, couple therapist, individual therapist. Like I'm a therapist. So that's what I do for a living. That's what I want to get my master's in. And I'm obtaining my PhD in marriage and family therapy. And so my line of work of being in the helping profession, again, is no easy task. I don't think any human relations type of work is like an easy task. If you're at a call center getting cursed out, you can get burned out. If you are at a doctor seeing people die every day, you can get burned out. If you're like a pediatrician and you have to give people, little babies, needles, that can burn you out. If you're flipping burgers and you get cursed out, customer service, you can get burned out. That's not the point. Well, what I'm saying is like there are times that we all get burned out. Today it was like typically a good day. It was a lot. I try my best to leave like my clients' issues, problems, and struggles at work. Sometimes it's hard because I'm a therapist for a reason. Like I care about people's well-being. But my mood began to shift this evening. Like I'm talking about like legit shift. Oh, I just had to make sure I was still recording. My mood began to shift this evening, and there were some things like that made it shift, of course, because I like knew what it was, so I can identify what it was, and I don't really care to disclose it. It wasn't nothing horrible, but it was just something that made my mood shift. And I could say like around 5:30ish, and here it is, 8:30. So for about 3 hours, I've been like in a down mood. I just want to be transparent and honest because I'm not happy 24/7, and life is not great 24/7. And I am someone who legit struggles with anxiety. Anxiety and depression. And you may wonder why I use the word legit, meaning like diagnosed. And I'm not ashamed of it. One, because it's nothing to be ashamed of. And this is kind of what my rant is about, like what I have to get off my chest. So I struggle with it, and I share that with you. It's that because it's very important for anyone who struggle with anything like depression, anxiety, any type of mood disorder, to like really understand what it means to struggle with that, and how to, cater to yourself, or have other people that are around you cater to you when you're in like one of those moods. And so I'm very, very, very sensitive or I don't know if sensitive is a word, but I'm very like, my senses are at an all-time high when it comes to like my mood, because that's very important for me. Not just because I'm a therapist, but because I want to make sure that I'm healthy, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally, and things of that sort. And so when I feel myself feeling down or feeling anxious, I begin to like monitor the level of like anxiety or depression or sadness. And sometimes I feel like I'm in a rabbit hole. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes I feel like my thoughts are racing. Sometimes I don't. But I know what works for me. Oddly, or in a weird way, you probably think, sitting in my car is very therapeutic for me. Now I have to be mindful and cognizant of like when I sit in my car and, making sure I'm like not my mind is now way left and I'm trying to drive, because I can kill myself for somebody else, and I want to be like I don't want to be harmful, or you having to explain that to my partner, like I'm not going to be in this house right now. Sitting in my car is very therapeutic. Obviously, sitting, that gives me time to like relax, meditate, practice mindfulness, do whatever I need to do to recenter myself, or and just acknowledge my feelings and whatever is happening internally. And also other things like, the gym used to be a huge thing for me, but now like I'm noticing like some people, when they're depressed or anxious, their appetite decrease. The older I get, mine's increase. So I'm finding myself eating more sweets. Like, yeah, I have like a Snickers and a Twix in here, and I don't feel bad. But I'm sharing this because, like, at first I felt like, gosh, I really wanted to do this video tonight, some other video that I had in mind. But then I was like, oh my gosh, like I can't, because, I come first. No one comes before me. Like, and I'm not saying that in the selfish way, or maybe I do say I'm selfish, but my mental health, my heart, my soul, my overall well-being comes first. And so I'm like, okay, so if I'm not in the mood to do that, I'm not going to force myself, because I'm a therapist, or I'm just a person. I don't believe in faking it till you make it. For some people that concept work, but I don't want to fake it. I want to not run from it. I want to like actually acknowledge it, sit in it, and work through it. So I don't have time to be faking happiness like a lot of people in life do on social media, freaking YouTube, or the people that surround you. I don't have time to fake, because depression, anxiety, any type of mood disorder, any type of anything is real life, and you can't fake it. You can't fake getting better. I get the idea of doing something until you feel better. I suggest that all the time to my clients. Well, like if you're laying down isolated in the room, is that really helpful for you, or is it like really harmful? Because that is one of the signs of like depression, isolation, and lack of appetite, oversleeping, sleeping too much, not, bathing, hygiene, suicidal thoughts. And I'm blessed and grateful that I'm not struggling that to that point. Because there are different types of depression and anxiety, and there's so many different. I don't have time in this video to go over it. Like there's major depression, like seasonal depression. I mean, I don't have time to really go down the list. So I'm thankful that I don't like those aren't my symptoms. It's kind of hard to explain sometimes. Like those of you who may struggle or have struggled, sometimes it's hard to articulate and put it in words exactly what's happening. For me, the best way I describe it to people is like it's a nagging pain of emptiness. Like that's how I can describe both like my anxiety and my depression. It really is like a nagging, like you ever felt a child just like poking or something. And so I don't like something irritating me like that. And internally I can become irritated. It's not always something externally irritating you. And so when I feel that, like, there are days where I really struggle to pull myself out of it, because it starts here with your thoughts, and if you can control your thoughts, you can control your life and your actions, and it takes practice. So I don't really know. I feel like I'm rambling, but yeah, I wasn't going to fake the video tonight. I could say that for another time. So I said I could probably help someone. There are many of you who are probably watching this video, and if you probably know someone who struggles, or you may notice like something with their mood shifting, or something with your mood shifting, or something, and you don't feel right. Let me tell you something. You're not alone. I don't know the statistics, and I probably should know, of how many people struggle with this. And I'm not talking about with the fake people who like, oh, my anxiety, blah, 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 because I kind of like have another rant for them type of people. I'm talking about people who legit struggle and haven't identified what it was first. There's help. And there are a lot of things you can do. To get the help that you need. There are a lot of things you can do to get the help that you need. One, acknowledge that you need help. Okay, acknowledge that something is not going on right. Like if you feel your stomach hurting and it's like hurting for a long time, you're not going to just continue to let it hurt, are you? Okay, 10 minutes in the game. No, you're not. So like reach out for some help. I don't really know what reaching out for help looks like for you. It may look different for you, but like I have a therapist like on speed dial. I probably will always have a therapist, not just because I'm a therapist, but because I love therapy. And if like I don't feel like talking to someone, I do the things that's necessary because you don't want your symptoms to get worse. Thankfully, I don't have suicidal thoughts, and I've never struggled with the suicidal thoughts. I think I've struggled with questioning like my existence or whether things were so hard and if I can carry on and wanting to live, but not actual, I'm going to harm myself or harm someone else. And if you find yourself thinking those type of thoughts, like that's a red flag. And I suggest that if you don't even feel comfortable sharing that with your closest friends or partner, there are a lot of resources. Like you can call the suicide hotline. I used to work for the suicide hotline. Trust me, it was not for me, whatever. But there are people who are like very passionate. So, like, know your symptoms. Know what's going on with yourself. Take care of you. Like, tonight I'm taking care of me. I wasn't going to do nothing phony. And, again, like, I'm in my safe haven, which is my car, which is bizarre. Like, I like being in my spare bedroom. Like, let me just, like, share a secret. I like being in my spare bedroom, but my boyfriend, he's not really having that. He would legit, like, literally either come in there and lay with me or he's just like, no, you can't sleep alone. So my car has always been my safe haven because it's like I can cry, scream, or whatever. I've gotten better with my coping mechanisms, and I don't need to scream, cry, or whatever, but if I had to, I would. But yeah, I know like the season has changed, and I know that is also a different type of depression. Like the seasons change and you get sad, like especially with the winter. So maybe you're experiencing that. The whole purpose of this video was just to share my experience with you in the moment and to encourage you. You're not alone. If you know someone who you think is struggling, show them this video, share this video, and share with me your thoughts on depression and the huge freaking stigma with depression and anxiety and mental illnesses and mood disorders. One, I just feel like people are ignorant to a lot of things, and education is very important. Do your research. Actually, I don't think like that many people are dumb, because I think things are coming into a spotlight, like our president having a mental illness, but you didn't hear me, so I'm gonna just skip that. But people are becoming a little more aware. So acknowledge it. Don't run from it. I said that to a client this week. Don't run from it, run to it. And when you run to it, it's not like you're running to it to say, okay, I'm just going to sit in it. No, run to it, acknowledge it, and figure out what you need to do to move past it. So that was just my rant. And I'm sure I'm going to feel much better because like I don't have experienced episodes where I'm just down for too long. No, I can't allow myself to do that. I hope this video was helpful. I hope it wasn't like weird to any of you. And that's it. And I'll see you all in my next video when I'm like in a better place. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, y'all. All right.